Okay, continuing on in Unit 1, we're going to talk about the metric system. And it's really important to have a unit. So what good is a number without a unit? So for instance, if you say, how much blood has an accident victim lost, and you say 3, it could be 3 drops, it could be 3 milliliters, it could be 3 liters. The difference that would be implied for this patient would be astounding. 3 drops of blood would be nothing. 3 liters of blood would be huge. So it's really important to put units on numbers. Okay, so the properties that we will most often see, distance be meters, and the abbreviation is M. Volume is liters, and the abbreviation is a capital L. And a lot of people say, oh, these chemists are so picky. Yes, we are picky. We're very picky about how you capitalize because it can mean a huge difference in what unit it is or what element it is. So pay attention to your lowercase and uppercase letters. The unit for mass is gram, and the abbreviation is G. And the unit for time is second, and the abbreviation is S. So oftentimes, there are situations that arise when you have a lot of one unit. For instance, you might have 33 billion meters, and it's not convenient to write out all those zeros. So we have prefix multipliers, and these multipliers can either increase the size of the unit or they can decrease the size of the unit. And it's important that you're familiar with these prefix multipliers. So you need to memorize mega, kilo, deci, centi, milli, micro, and nano. All of these need to be memorized. The symbol, the numerical value, and how to convert. And we'll talk about that in just a second. So I encourage you to use flashcards. I encourage you to fill out this page 5 over and over again until you have it mastered. So the prefix mega has the symbol capital M. The numerical value is 1 million, or 10 to the power of 6. The prefix, this should be a lowercase k, kilo, is a lowercase k. The prefix multiplier is 1,000, or 10 to the third. So when I say 10 to the 6th, 10 to the third, it's really 1 times 10 to the third and 1 times 10 to the 6th. You don't have to know scientific notation for this course. If you do know it, that's great. If you're like, I don't know what she's talking about, fine, just roll with the flow. We'll cover this. Okay, prefixes that decrease the size of the unit. Deci, symbol is lowercase d. The numerical value is 0.1, or 10 to the negative 1. Centi has a symbol of c, lowercase c, and it's 0.01, or 10 to the negative 2. Milli has a symbol of m, and it's 0.001, or 10 to the negative third. Micro has a symbol of mu, and it's 0.000001, and it's 10 to the negative 6. Nano is 8 zeros after the decimal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and that's 10 to the negative 9. So we are going to use these, and like I said, you need to memorize all of these. So on the next page, I have how to convert between the units. And this is called the Prefix Ladder, and it has really helped simplify prefix conversions for my students. I don't teach it any other way now. But with that being said, if you know of a way to convert with these units without using the ladder and it works for you, keep going with it. Don't feel like you have to switch to my method. So with this prefix conversion ladder, we're basically taking all these prefixes and we're kind of putting them in order from largest to smallest. That will enable unit conversion, and it will be much easier this way. So our largest prefix multiplier is mega. So I put that here, mega, and it, remember, it is 10 to the 6th. So, but I'm just going to put 6 under here because we're just going to move it to the left or the right. The next unit would be kilo, and that's 3. Then we have our basic unit. This is going to be like grams, liters, seconds, meters. Then you have deci, which is 1, centi, I'm not worrying about the negative, centi, which is 2, milli, which is 3, micro, which is 6, nano, which is 9. So I will show you how to use this prefix ladder in just a second. What I want to do now is to go over the abbreviations for each metric unit with the prefix multiplier. So kilogram. Kilogram would be lowercase k, lowercase g. Milliliter, and it's lowercase m, and then liter is a capital L. Kilometer, lowercase k, lowercase m. So I want you to hit pause and write down all of these abbreviations. Okay, so meter is just your base unit, so that's just going to be a lowercase m. Millimeter is going to be mm, lowercase mm. Centimeter is going to be lowercase c, lowercase m. Gram is just going to be lowercase g. Liter is going to be capital L. Milligram is going to be mg. Now, I told you I was going to explain how to use this ladder. For this table, the property length, meter, I have a conversion that I need you to fill out. That conversion, 1 megameter equals how many meters? So how I use this table is I'm going to move the decimal 6 to the left. So I go 6 to the left. Well, where's the decimal now? Well, it's right here. So I'm going to move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's going to be 1 million meters. So the abbreviation is megameter, so this name would be megameter. Okay. This next entry on the table, the abbreviation for centigram is going to be CG. That is a property of mass. So 1 gram is how many centigrams? Okay, so I'm going to look up on the ladder, and I highly encourage you to memorize this ladder because it's very helpful. 1 gram is how many centigrams. So our basic unit, in our basic unit, we need to get to centi. So we're going to go 2 to the right. So that means we'd have 2, so it would be 1 gram equals 100 centigrams. Well, that makes sense because a centigram is smaller than a gram. All right, let's go over some more. All right, the name milliliter, abbreviation would be lowercase m, capital L. It is a property of volume. So we have a conversion, 1 liter equals how many milliliters? So we're starting off in our basic unit. We're going to have to go 3 to the right. So 3 to the right. So 1 liter is 1,000 milliliters. Okay, and then mass, kilogram, the abbreviation is kg. 1 kilogram is how many grams? So we're starting off at kilo. We're going to go 3 to the right. So it's 1, 2, 3. So 1 kilogram is 1,000 grams. And then length as our last entry. The abbreviation is nm, so that would be nanometer. The numerical value, we're starting off at our basic unit, meter to nanometer. So 1 meter is, so that's going to be, so we're starting basic unit, we're getting to nano, so it's going to be 9 to the right. So it's going to be 1 billion nanometers. So these conversions definitely take practice. I recommend that you do your homework problems pertaining to those and don't hesitate to do them more than once. It will definitely help you if you do them more than once. Practice makes perfect. All right, on the next page, I just have some definitions that I'm going to go over with you. So mass is the measure of the amount of material in an object. So mass is measured in units of grams, kilograms, milligrams, etc. Okay, weight is a measure of the force of gravity on an object. Measures force of gravity on object. So the units on this are pounds. So a person on the Earth and the same person on the Moon have a different weight. The force of gravity has changed. So the force of gravity is different on Earth versus the Moon. But both have the same mass. An arm or a leg is not missing. All of the person is there. Okay, a few more definitions for you. Volume is the amount of space an object occupies. Amount of space an object occupies. Units on this, you get a variety of units. You can have liters, milliliters, quarts. It can also be measured in cubed distances. So like meters cubed, inches cubed, cubic centimeters, etc. All right, and then lastly, temperature is the measure of the hotness or coldness of an object. So the units that you could see would be degrees Fahrenheit, degrees Celsius, or Kelvin. And there are conversions for those units that we're not concerned with you carrying out, but just know that they can be carried out. Okay, so I'm going to stop here for this lecture, and then we'll resume on page 7 with density.